Hey guys, welcome into today's video. Today we're going to be doing a full face of Caliray. I'm a huge fan of Caliray. I have found their products this year, but pretty much everything that they've come out with in their new launches and everything that I have tried this year, I have really enjoyed. And the reason that I wanted to do this video is because they just came out with some new SoCal Super Bloom lip and cheek hydrating soft stains. So they're basically lip and cheek blushes. So I picked up two of the shades that came out and they just arrived today. But I also thought it would be fun to just sit down and do a full face of Caliray. So that's what we're gonna do. I really wanna highlight the Caliray products because I'm really enjoying them. Some of them have become some of my favorite products and I reach for them constantly. So that's what we're gonna get into today. If you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Carrie. I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. If you're interested in seeing a full face of Caliray and their new lip and cheek tints, stay tuned. If you guys are pretty consistently watching my videos, most recent video is actually me sitting down to film for the first time after I had surgery on Tuesday. So this is only the second video that I have gotten up and that I've climbed my butt up the stairs so that I could sit down in front of the camera and film. I am definitely hitting that point where I'm going through anxiety and depression after surgery, feeling like I'm not getting a lot done, I'm not productive, I can't leave my bed, everything hurts, etc, etc. So makeup usually always helps me feel a little bit more put together. My mom told me that if you ever want to convince the doctors that you're feeling better and you want to leave the hospital, just put on a full face of makeup and then say, I'm feeling great. So that's what we're going to do today so that I can, you know, feel great. So about half of the items that I didn't have for a full face, I ended up hauling in my most recent Sephora haul. I've also been laying in bed placing a ton of different orders. Just a ton, guys. I'm going into straight debt here. Shopping my life away because I am so bored sitting on my ass. So I had about half of these things and the other half I didn't have. So some of these are going to be first impressions, including the lip and cheek tint. So let's just jump right into it now. I have two like primer type products. The first one that I have is the So Blown Clean Blurring Primer. I really like this. It has collagen and peptides in it, but I think it's also a really good like silicone-like primer, and it's a really smoothing and very blurring product. So I like to use this in the center of my face. So that's what I'm gonna do. This and their skin tint was the two first things that I ever tried from the brand. And it was honestly, once I tried these two things, I was like, wow, this is really good. Have I been sleeping on Caliray? This has a really strong scent to it, which I don't think I've noticed before, but it's really strong. Okay, well, it's not necessarily lingering. It's called a plumping hydrator, a pore eraser, an oil controller, and a makeup replacer. I don't know about that. But I find that it literally smooths my face out. It really does fill in my pores. And a lot of those like pore erasers or diffusers are a little bit on the dry side because they tend to have like silicone in them. And I just feel like this one is a more hydrating product. I'm grabbing the wrong thing. So this is a more hydrating product. So for those of you who do have dry skin, I feel like it would work for you as well. Let's go into the skin tint. So this is the Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Tint, and I have mine in the shade The 2. I picked up something else that I want to mix in with it. This is the Just Add Rays Glow Boosting Drops. It's a clean bronzing oil for face and body. And it says that you can just use this on its own, or you can mix it in with the foundation, or the skin tint rather. And that's what I want to do, is I want to just mix it in. One of the things that's really good about having this bronzing oil and mixing it in is that this shade was a little bit too light for me. I think it matches maybe my skin tone pretty well, but I don't like foundations this light. See, it's actually a little bit lighter than my skin tone, so I think mixing in the bronzing oil will work really nice. Even though this is a skin tint, it's like one of those skin tints that offers like a really good amount of coverage and like does what a skin tint should do, I feel like, which is just kind of make your skin look like skin. I'm just adding some on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna throw this Glow Boosting Drops right into, oh my god, I'm making a mess, what the heck. Okay, so it's like super liquidy, so they spill out right out of the, ooh, I'm still shaking. They spill right out of this dropper without you intentionally doing it. So I think I'm just gonna add bloop, 2 little drops. Man, there's a lot of product in here. So I'm just gonna mix this straight in with the skin tint. They definitely have like a coconut, this has like a coconutty scent to it. The bronzing drops. Oh yeah, it's like super strongly coconut scented. Juicy, toned, and satiny, lightweight luminosity, organic oil potency, golden hour fantasy. clean bronzing oil. The thing with Caliray is all of their products are clean, they're vegan, but I feel like they're the better side of clean. They never irritate my skin, and sometimes those clean beauty products, they just don't work as well. When they have like, you know, 98% natural ingredients, I feel like Caliray's products, for whatever reason, I mean, they only have a couple in their line, but they seem to be like just not offensive. Yeah, I feel like that deepened up the tone. I feel like my hair is wild right now. I'm a little surprised, and I don't know if Caliray has this on their website, but I'm surprised that they don't have like a concealer yet, even though they do have a complexion product. But they came out with a single highlighter before they came out with a single blush. Wow, that just offered like a nice kind of like natural looking glow. Oh, I just love the skin tint. I fell in love with it when I first got it, and I literally could not stop wearing it. And because these bronzy drops, I don't know, these just look so darn cool, honestly. I feel like you could just use this like straight up all over. This is literally the first time I put my earrings in. Even these ones up here, which I never take out, I finally put back in today, and I threw on some legit earrings. I'm going into one of my favorite concealers right now, which is the Halo Healthy Glow 4-in-1 Perfecting Pen from Smashbox. It's a new release for them, but it's such a lightweight buildable formula, and it's pretty light to medium coverage, and you can go like really heavy with this concealer and I don't find it creases at all. Okay, to set down my face, I'm gonna use their all-in-one palette. I don't even know what this is called. I picked this up because it's like a fairly new release, and I was trying to use it with like the bronzers and as eyeshadow and a blush, but unfortunately like a lot of these bronzy tones didn't work for me as bronzers. But I am going to use this shade right here to set my face. I'm going to try. I think this powder can be used for that. I think though I was trying to use it kind of more as a brightening shade, but it might actually be pretty good to set down my face. We'll see. I kind of thought it would be too bright. I actually don't think it is. I think it actually works really well for that. So when this face palette launched, even though I love Caliray, and that's the reason I picked it up, I have to say I was not overly impressed with this. This is my least favorite Caliray product. But we're gonna try and give it another shot because I don't think I've reached for it since I was done testing it. I'm actually gonna go into this shade right here and use it as a bronzer because the other two shades are a little bit too deep for me as a bronzer. See how like that shade has quite a bit of warmth even though it looks super light in the pan. So these ones were super dark on my fair skin. Actually, this is a beautiful like bronzy shade. Sun-kissed though, very warm toned, but the formula is really nice. And my dog is literally standing at the door, like with her head between the door and the wall. I have a lot of animals. I've said this on my channel before, but it was a long time ago, and when I had a lot less subscribers. I actually have 7 animals. I have 4 cats and 3 dogs. When I tell people that, they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, I know, I overcommitted. I made too many trips to the animal rescue, and every time an animal does something we don't like, he goes, oh, I'm just gonna go and look. Because apparently that's what I did, and that's how I got so many darn animals. I love them, but it's a lot of work and it's a lot of money to, you know, keep them where they need to be. So back to the eyeshadow. I'm gonna take this same bronzy shade in the crease, and I'm gonna take this lighter one on the lid. Basically all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get super fancy. Wow, this shade, even though it looks super light, is really dark. It's quite pigmented once it gets to my skin tone. And I really do like this shade as a bronzer. I'm liking this face palette a lot more than I did the first couple of times I tried it. I'm going to one of those, what am I even saying? I'm going into one of those deeper brown shades, just the one on top of the toucan, and just kind of deepening the outer corner. So school is back in session here in Florida. Both of my kids are now actually in public school for the first time at the same time. I have one who is in 10th grade, and then I have one who just started kindergarten, and it seems really strange. I don't know why. The huge spread. Every time I tell people, you know, when they ask like, how old are your kids? And I'm like, oh, one is 15 and one is 5. And they're like, oh, you waited. Like, yes, thanks for pointing that out to me. It does definitely feel like I fully started over. I'd love to know if you guys have kids with a huge age gap and like what that's like for you. It's definitely a weird feeling to have one that can't even buckle himself in his car seat, and then one that tells me to go F myself when she gets mad at me. Okay, she doesn't quite say F myself, but You know how teenage girls can get. I'm going into that light shimmer shade. You guys, this palette is awesome for an all-in-one face palette. Again, I really didn't care for this except the blush the first couple of times that I used it. But if you're looking for something super light and everyday, I feel like this is actually super good quality and convenient. But I will say that I don't like any of these shades for highlighters, like in the kind of shimmery shades, which are like this pink one over here and then this one down here, which is still like a peachy shade. They might be okay for like a blush or just for eyeshadow. This is really the only one that I use for blush, and that's honestly was my favorite one to begin with. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel like a woman again. Okay, before we go into these cheek products, I'm actually going to use another new product that I hauled, which was the Easy Glider Eye Definer. So it's just in the shade, I wanna say it's black, yeah. Night Diving, which is their deepest black. And it's honestly just a gel eyeliner that I'm gonna tightline with before I put on their Come Hell or High Water mascara. Here's the packaging. Is this a twist up or is this like a sharpenable? No, this one is the type that you sharpen. So I'm just gonna tightline with this. This is waterproof. I really hope this is waterproof. Longwear eye pencil, it says surf proof eye glider eye definer. So I'm assuming when they say surf proof that it is waterproof. Something else of theirs I feel like says surf proof. They definitely use that term, I feel like, in some of their stuff. And it makes sense, you guys, because Caliray is out of actually Newport Beach in California, which is in Southern California, and Newport Beach is basically a beach town. It's like probably right off of the 101 freeway. Well, I don't know if I'm speaking to people who know what the 101 is, but it basically travels all along the coast from end to end of California. So that's where Newport Beach is. Yeah, surf proof easy eye glider eye definer. Let's test it. Wow, it is super creamy and it goes on super easily. And I am majorly addicted to the Sephora, the Rouge Gel Liner that they have. I know I'm like super close. Wow, that was easy and simple. Honestly, it's not bleeding. Like once I start blinking, usually it'll start to bleed. I don't know that I love that it's not a retractable liner. Does this have a built-in sharpener? No, it does not. I never get a precise enough tip like after I've sharpened it the first time. I mean, that's just me, but I'm really liking the formula. So let's go into this mascara. I have been wearing this. I actually wore this in my very last video. It's a volumizing mascara, but it's almost like a tubing mascara. I feel like when I take it off, it kind of feels like a tubing mascara. It's a natural bristled wand, but they're very, very short. I prefer short wands. I know a lot of people have preferences in their style of mascara, but I feel like I can get so much closer to my lash line with a shorter bristled wand. So I have been grabbing for those pretty exclusively lately. I have not been reaching for thick wands. I saw the new ABH mascara and I looked at the wand and I was like, I'm not interested. This mascara, I honestly think that it's like a really good volumizing mascara. It's so lightweight too. Like if you guys like a lightweight mascara, this is awesome. But I feel like it gives me good definition and really good length. The tight lining actually, like it really did something else. All right, I am fully ready to put on these new lip and cheek hydrating soft stains. So they're called the SoCal Super Bloom. The two shades that I picked up were Wildflower and Heat Wave. Looking at the packaging, they don't look terribly different. It says a soft stain formula, buildable, easily blendable, and long wearing. It has hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. It's a comfy multitasker. It glides on lips and glows on cheeks. So we'll pick one of these to put on the lips, but I also have one of their glazed and infused plumping glassy lip trips. If this is really a stain, this might be nice to throw on top. Let's go into Wildflower first. Ooh, look how pretty. They have a big curved doe foot applicator. Oh, they're dewy. They're sheer and like watery. And here is Heat Wave. It's a brighter, punchier. Ooh, it's like a really hot pink. Oh, it's more like a coral shade actually. Swatching it next to this other one, they're not terribly dissimilar, but you can tell it's much more coral. They're almost like a really gel-like texture. So I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna pick it up like from the back of my hand. So I'm gonna apply more of this Heat Wave one and I'm gonna dab it in with the brush like boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it's very gel-like. And I'm gonna go on the left side. Whoa, these are so pretty. Oh my gosh, they're like the Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veils, but more pigmented. Natural radiance. These are so good. Look how pretty and easy that was. It looks juicy, but it's pigmented, but it's, ooh, it's even like this beautiful, Juicy little shade. That one was Wildflower. Oh, heaven's sakes. I'm in love with these. Okay, I just wiped off the Wildflower and it leaves a really, really light tint. So I'm gonna throw on Wildflower on the lips before I go into the other one, so I can let the stain sink in. It has a nice glossy shine though, so you could even just leave it like this. I don't know how long the shine will last, but we'll leave it here for a second to see if it like stays. I'm not, or haven't been, overly enthusiastic about all the products that have been coming out that have been blush and cheek tints lately. Like the Valentino one was terrible. I hated it as blush. It was weird. It was like sheer, but like moussey. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Maybe that's just me, but I didn't care for it. And then the Huda Beauty lip blushes, I hated as blush too. This is one of the first that I feel like is suitable for both the lips and cheeks. All right, different brush. Let's go into Heat Wave on the right side. I'm gonna add more to my hand and then bounce it in. I feel like you could probably get away with like putting this straight onto the cheeks, but I've been loving this method so much more lately. I'm going in with a super dense brush this time too, not as fluffy as the last one, and still just a beautiful application. Oh my gosh, heavens. I am so in love with this formula. It's so pretty. I love it. I think it's so nice. Look, the gloss on the lips continues to stay. It stays dewy. These colors aren't terribly different. I wish that they were, but I don't hate that they aren't. Can you guys see how much dewiness? Let me touch it. No, it definitely transfers. It's not like sticky, but it's still liquidy. It's like wet. You can feel, just like the lips. Like it's not gonna just come off. It's not gonna dry down. This is so beautiful on the lips. Like I hate to take it off, but I wanna use this gloss. It's a light stain. Like it stained my hand a lot more. Like the longer you let it sit, it seems to stain more. This isn't a super deep shade either against my lip color, so it's not gonna show that much. All right, Glazed and Infused Plumping Glassy Lip Trip. They call this the Plumping Lip Gloss. The shade is called Free Palomas. It was like a mauve-y shade. I'm having such a hard time holding myself up. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful. I'm such a friggin' stan of Caliray. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you have not checked them out, I think you should. Fruity, not vanilla, something fruity, can't tell what it is. Remember, all of their stuff is upcycled plastic, bioplastic, cruelty-free, clean formula, and all of these come in like recyclable paper boxes, and most of these are like recyclable, like it said upcycle, and even this is like a recycled paper box, even though it looks like bamboo. So there's nothing added in here. It's not like a floral scent or anything. It definitely has like a fragrance to it, but I'm sure it's like, you know, of natural ingredients. I don't know. It's one of the few brands that I feel like does natural ingredients like really well. I did kind of mention that, but I'm just enjoying everything. There isn't anything that I put on my face that disagrees with me, disagrees with my skin type. I don't know, just in terms of formula, like everything is so freaking beautiful. I cannot wait for them to come out with a concealer. I do want to add, even though I harped on this a little bit at the beginning of the video, I liked it. I really liked it a lot more the second time. One of my favorite products we're gonna go into next, which is their highlight. This one is in Starlight Beach. It's a putty highlighter. It's the best putty highlighter I have ever tried, ever. I ranked it, I feel like #1 in my recent highlighter ranking video because you barely need to touch this and it is extremely pigmented. So I'm gonna take an extremely fluffy brush with this. I'm taking my Rare Beauty highlighting brush and I'm barely gonna like swipe in here, like just a bit. And then watch. Oh, there she is. There she glows. You know what, I'm just gonna add some more. I really like this highlighter. It's my favorite highlighter currently. Oh, gee, look at that side. The mascara is one of my favorites currently too. I'm telling you guys, everything that they put out doesn't disappoint me. Do you know how infrequent that is to have a brand? Oh my gosh, I went crazy. Girl, you gotta stop. Stop right now. Stop what you're doing. Okay. All right, let me finish my sentence. So how infrequent it is that a brand, everything that they put out, I love everything. Granted, they only have, you know, like 10 things at this point, but guys, if you're like me and if you've watched my videos and you know the kind of stuff that I like and it works for you too, that's a lot of words, but I feel like you would love Caliray. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm fully done and I feel so good and put together, and this blush was not a disappointment, and I'm so excited and thrilled and juicy. I feel good. I feel like a kind of put together woman right now. And that is the end of the video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I inspired you to check out some of Caliray stuff, because I really do think that they have a really good line. But as far as these blushes go, super good for both the lips and the cheeks. Juicy, nicely pigmented, super easy formula. Leave a little bit of a stain. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 on everything. That is it for me today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you were interested in checking out these blushes, I think you should definitely do it. I'm out of here, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye, guys.